Hey, good morning everyone. It's Kaye here from my new Tennessee homestead. It's about 54 degrees and I brought my 59 tomato plants in the garage one more night because it got down to about 50, it's probably about 56 right now. But I'm gonna pull them out and let them start acclimating to crisp mornings and then strong sun probably midday. So let's get started. This cart has really been useful. It holds several trays and then we just pot it up. Come on, come on. This asphalt is really rough. But it just barely fits 36 plants out of my 59. So we'll push those over here. And then I have a bunch of these. This cedar that we haven't yet used has really come in handy, and it makes me think I want a big wooden table right here to work on, to sit in front of, to have some lunch. You know, some of them just don't look that perky yet, ever since I potted them up. Oh, whew. That was heavy. That's 5. So I've got a couple of these little caster type saucers with wheels and 6 plants on there. I've got grapevines that need to be planted. We have a little vineyard, 2-row vineyard plan down below. We've got a lot of big plans, but I tell you what, let's go inside. I'm going to get a cup of cacao because I need to tell you about what happened yesterday. I just never imagined something like what happened yesterday would happen here, and I did not see it coming. So if I seem a little subdued today, it's because I am. Something happened yesterday that I never imagined would happen here, and it really makes you think. I never saw it coming. Justin and I were thinking that if he had an extra pair of hands for some of these projects, we could speed up the development and get some of these plants in the ground that have yet to be planted. And you know, it's a lot of physical work when you develop a property, and fortunately Justin is very strong and very interested. And you know, when I told him a couple of days ago about my first idea for this place, that it might be a place of healing, and I went into some detail about that, he was so moved and he really was affirmed to want to be a part of it. And yesterday he had made contact with someone who was looking for work, and the man came and worked for about, he had been here about 3 hours, and they had filled sandbags and moved a tarp and set up my tarp on the side. They did a great job. So I looked out the window and I noticed that you know, Justin's very strong and he was shoveling, and this man didn't look so good. He was kind of leaning on his shovel, and I went to the door and I motioned for, Justin was actually walking towards me when I gestured for him to come over, and I said, do something in the shade. Maybe it's the sun. It wasn't that hot, but I don't think that he was up to the work. And so just as he was trying to break away from that and come up, the man, and I was looking out the window when it happened, the man just pitched forward and went down, and I ran out, and Justin was yelling for water. I grabbed the pitcher, I ran out, and he said, call 911, and I did, and I got them on the line pretty quickly. Justin, of course, as you know, if you've been watching my channel, was in the Army, and of course, they're all trained with CPR and everything, and he went to work. He valiantly tried to resuscitate him, and he was barely alive when the paramedics got here, which took about 10 minutes. That's how far away I am from an ambulance. So if something happens to me and Justin's not here, it'll just have to be my time. You know, it'll be the time that God calls me, and that'll be it. But God called this young man yesterday, because when he got to the hospital, he did not survive. And he leaves behind children and people that care for him and his father. We had a little chat in the morning, and Justin, it was very traumatic, obviously, for Justin. And we sat here on the swing afterwards just for like an hour and just stared out, because it was hard to believe. It was so peaceful and so beautiful. It was hard to believe that that had just happened. But I'm reminded that things happen on the homestead, and I can think back over several videos that I've seen of other content creators. Doug of Off Grid with Doug and STACY just had the bad accident, I think 4 weeks ago today, and broke several ribs, totally had to sideline the building of his mother's house. He's trying to get his mother out of the city and into the country where she'll be safer and be closer to them. And things happen, and you don't know what's going to happen in the next moment. We're not promised even another minute, much less another day. And also, the needy homesteader just had the tragic accident, car accident. She's recovering from that. Her husband was killed. And people have reported on losing animals, pets. Of course, farm animals get taken by predators. Pets get run over in the road. I mean, that happened to me a long time ago, and it was very traumatic. So this is all part of life. Death is part of life, and you don't know when your time comes, and you just have to do the very best that you can while you are here. And of course, this has shaken me to my core because of my desire to build a real place of healing and serenity, and a place where people could learn to grow their own food. You know, until I get a different signal from the man upstairs, I am I'm going to stay with it. And you know, it was something completely unforeseen and tragic for their family. But I feel sure that he's in a better place and with God. So that's how I feel about all of that. And I just wanted to share that with you because this is part of it. I mean, you could have the same thing happen if you're in a store shopping. Or, God forbid, driving down the road. But I'm assuming that this young man had a heart condition or something, and just didn't alert us that something really bad was going on. And so yesterday was tough for me and Justin, and most especially for his family who were notified. Justin and I are going to make the most amazing flower garden right out there out front. And for now, we're just going to do everything ourselves. If he needs extra help, we're going to rent him a power tool. So I just wanted to share that because I know some of you have experienced things like this, and just know that I have an idea of what it was like because I saw it happen right before my eyes. My only consolation is, other than the fact that I believe he's in a better place now with a healthier body, is that his last conscious images were this view. It was a beautiful day, and he was looking out over a beautiful view. And we were kind to him. Anyway, thank you for listening, and thank you for sharing this time with me. And I hope to be planting today because nothing makes me happier than planting seeds and plants. I have a lot more plants in there that have to go in the ground. We don't even have a spot for them yet. We are improvising and just going along as we go, and hopefully you'll stick right here on this channel. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell for notifications. And I'll see you in the next video.
If you enjoyed this video, please watch these. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. And I'll see you in the next video.